Hey everyone, this is Alex with another update. So I know I'm 2 days late again, but I have a somewhat legitimate excuse this time. So Saturday, was it Saturday night? Yeah, I think it was Saturday night. I finally tried some local wine, and it was surprisingly good. Like I knew Georgia has a tradition of winemaking. It's just not as well known as like Italy and France and so on, but they do have a wine growing region. Um, So yeah, it was actually really good. I'm not gonna pretend to be some kind of a wine expert or anything like that, but I've tried my share of wine throughout, you know, my adult life, and I just liked it. I really liked it. It was relatively inexpensive, but I'm sure there's probably even places where I can get it for less. But anyways, so Sunday I did have a little bit. It wasn't even like really a hangover, but like just didn't really want to do much. And then I didn't have any hot water to take a shower, and so I was feeling kind of gross. And by the time it was like Monday afternoon, by the time they finally got it fixed, and yeah, I just didn't feel like doing anything really after that. So now it's Tuesday. I'm finally doing an update. So my landlord, he actually I just came back from this little shopping trip we went on. He showed me around the neighborhood and kind of where all the local merchants, like produce merchants, essentially are. He's like, okay, well, from this guy on Tuesdays, you can get the best milk. And so I bought like a liter of milk, and it's raw milk from the cow. Like I know in the United States, people are not very big on raw milk, although some people are okay with it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it, see how it works. I think he'll be okay. I mean, they drink it. That's what they buy for himself. Like he bought himself a 2 liter bottle of milk. So I got a liter of that. And then there's some other dairy products there. I don't really know. I forgot what it's called. It's basically similar to cottage cheese, right? And it's from the same farm, from the same cow. So we're gonna try that. If it's good, every Tuesday I'm gonna be getting that. And then like there's one specific place. It's like okay, this place has the best like fruit. If you want to buy fruit, vegetables, like go to this place. Um, and then he showed me like okay, this place has the best bread. He really does not like all the store stuff. He's like, yeah, the stuff in the stores kind of sucks. Well, first of all, it's kind of expensive. Like I was actually wondering how do people survive here because store prices are, a little bit high, a little bit high. I was surprised at the prices. But so okay, so the milk costs like a third of what it costs at the store. That's I mean that's a big difference. That's a big difference, right? And like if I don't get sick from it, I'm gonna be buying this milk for sure. And it's like kind of the same for a lot of other things. Although I think the bread is the same price. But yeah, he's like, no, this store bread is like it's not real bread. It's like whatever. It's shit. Basically he took me to the place where like they make the bread right there. It's like it's hot when you take it, right? It's still warm. So that's pretty cool. Like it's not even like they don't take it there from a bakery. The guy just sits there and makes bread all day long. That's what they do. And so tomorrow he's gonna take me to some other places. There's a place to buy cheese, and there's like different kinds of local cheeses. And then he's gonna show me where to buy meat. So I'm assuming it's gonna be like way cheaper than at the store. Oh yeah, and then there's like a local little like a food place. It's not really like I wouldn't call it a restaurant or anything, um, but I mean that's where like it's the kind of place I have been looking for. It's basically where all the locals go to get like lunch or whatever dinner, right? Like where it already has like cooked stuff, but it's already like kind of prepared. Like, you just kind of tell them what you want and they give it to you, and you can get it to go or eat it there. So, but I'm sure it's supposed like again price wise supposed to be really good, and so I'm gonna try that. I don't know when, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but sometime this week I want to try the food over there, just see what the costs are, uh, because yeah, I mean, like the things he showed me so far, the prices are significantly less than what I've been seeing, right? So I think there'll be a lot of savings. Plus, especially if it's a better product, right? Or like it's all going to be fresh. What else? Okay, so work-wise, I'm actually doing some stuff now. I finally got a routine more or less set. So the last 2 weeks, I've been waking up at 8 a.m. local time, and then so around 10 days now, I think I've been doing the where I wake up. It takes me about 2 hours to actually like get up and drink my coffee and like get going. But then I spend I spend about 2 hours applying for jobs, and then I spend about 2 more hours like doing maybe some research, or like right now I'm doing these certificates. They're not like real certificates, right? Like a real certificate costs like thousands of dollars. These are like these are free certificates, but they're little baby certificates, I guess. They're kind of useless, to be honest, but it's just like they give you a link to add to your LinkedIn, right? So it's like if they're going to be automatically looking for stuff, scanning stuff for like certain keywords, it's going to have those keywords. And while it's not like a real certificate that costs lots of money, it still has like a little, like a number and everything. Like it comes from a legitimate source. And, I can connect the website to my LinkedIn and it populates. So I don't know if it will do any good, but, I have time and might as well improve my image somehow. So I've been doing that. And then, I'll play some video games. I have a bunch of games I've been meaning to catch up on. And then Steam has been having this crazy sales where I just got Battlefield 5, which came out like a few years ago, but I think it was like $2 or something, $3. Like it was very cheap on sale, right? So I'm like, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna get that. Like, why wouldn't I get that? And then I got something else for like another $2-3. Yeah, Steam has been having some crazy sales lately. But I also have I have quite a few games that I never really had the time to play, so I might as well get caught up on those. Let's see. So I almost had almost had 2 interviews. They were actually scheduled interviews, and so the crazy part. So the first one was kind of sketchy, where after I scheduled everything, like the text disappeared and the email disappeared. And I waited for something to happen and like nothing happened. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I had another interview. Everything was set, nothing disappeared. I went in like 5 minutes early, waited for like 15 minutes after their appointment time. Nothing happened. Like the other person just never showed up. So I emailed her and I just replied to like the scheduling email. And I was like, hey, do we need to reschedule? Not sure what's going on. And she actually replied like the same day, like I think within an hour. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my email, my internet has been acting up. Let me see if I can fit you in somewhere else." I was like, "Okay, these things happen. These things happen, especially if they're like, everybody's working remotely there, or at least maybe she is." And I mean, that's my thing. I want to be working remotely. Sometimes it happens. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then she never rescheduled it, but I was able to use the old link to go and reschedule it myself. So I rescheduled the meeting, and again, she just didn't show up. Like I waited 15 minutes. It basically kicked me out. Like, hey, there's nobody here, And well, this time I didn't bother messaging her. Like, listen, if you're having problems back to back, like something else is going on there, like something sketchy. Although it's not necessarily a good position, but I think it could have worked out okay. Like it would have been a pretty easy part-time gig, and it would have paid me enough to like basically cover all of my expenses here, and then I would have been able to save my other money for later or something. So that's unfortunate, but we're still applying. Tax season is coming up, so I have applied to like a couple of these tax places where you help people prepare their taxes. The problem is they all want you to pay them something for like the training course. And like it may be standard practice for these type of positions, but I don't know. I don't feel good about it. I don't really want to invest the money. Okay, but anyways, so yeah, we apply for 2 hours, then we do some additional work-related stuff for 2 hours. We'll play some video games for 2 hours. Uh, and then every 2 hours, like, well, not every, like something like close to, basically in between, like during my little breaks, I'll do like some push-ups or something, right? Try to stay in shape because like I haven't really been able to go to the gym or anything. Once I have a job and like I'll have more money, I'll sign up for one. But so I'll do push-ups throughout the day, and then I'll go for a walk. I try to do a 2 hour walk. Sometimes if then there's more time, I'll do like a 3 hour walk and get some air. Although it has been so fucking cold, man. It has been so cold. It got to like 30s. And today supposedly it's like almost 48. Does not feel like that at all. I don't know if you can you hear the wind? It's fucking windy as fuck too. Like the wind here is so cold. Ugh. I'm glad I had at least one like thick sweater. That's been saving my life. But otherwise, yeah, it's been fucking cold. But yeah, so we go for a walk and come back. I'm just gonna have dinner, maybe watch some YouTube or play some more. Um, and then, maybe have a date once in a while or something. Um, but yeah, so I think the last 2 weeks, I've been finally developed some kind of a routine where I got things to do throughout the day. I'm not just kind of whatever, wherever, you know. I've been sticking to it, going to bed at a decent time, waking up at a decent time, finding out the correct places to buy your food. Which I mean, there was even between the stores, different stores, the prices are the difference is so low. It's not like 20 cents or something. The difference between, so there's one store that's like grocery store that is at the mall, and it's like, I mean, it's definitely like the nicest, right? It's like it's like a Publix type situation. But everything straight up costs like 20-30% more, sometimes, or even 40% more. And it's on the items that you can actually compare to other stores. A lot of times, they don't even have like the cheaper version of the item. They just have like the higher end. And it's like, okay, in some cases it makes sense to buy like but if you like buy, I don't know, something like rice or something, like potatoes or whatever, right? Like, okay, they're all fucking the same. Just different brand names. Like, I'm not gonna pay for a more expensive brand of rice or something like that. But yeah, and then the little merchants like that are selling like on the corner of a street or something. So they're even cheaper, and then even amongst them, there's price differential. So you want to go. And so actually tomorrow we're going to like I guess it's like a railway station or something, but that's where all the food comes in, and you can buy it like right there, so it's even cheaper, and it's like another 10-20% off. So yeah, the prices here are like all over the place. Well, it's like with the rent, right? Like where I lived in Florida, like I think a one bedroom, like the cheapest one bedroom starts at like 1,500 a month or something, maybe even more now. I don't know. But last I checked, it was like around 1,500-1,600 for a one bedroom apartment, and then and of course like, but then you can get like a two-bedroom house. No, three bedroom house you can get for like 2,100, right? So the prices start high and then they just go a little bit higher, but not like insanely high, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure there are some very fancy places you can get, but here the prices actually can start pretty low, where you can get like 350, maybe $400 a month. But then if you want like a fancy apartment, you can pay 2,000 a month. That's also an option, and it seems to be like this wide range with everything, right? Like you can shop at a most expensive store and basically pay 4 or 5 times as much as you can if you know like all the local merchants that sell stuff on the street. Um, I mean, sometimes of course you kind of want to go like and buy something from the store, like paper towels and like mouthwash, stuff like that. But a lot of the produce is actually probably better from the from the street merchants because they're getting it like straight from the farm most of the time. But yeah, so this is my update for this week, and next Sunday we're gonna be on time. Thank you.